have to be that secondary scorer role. Last year, even though it was COVID, he had to be a good scorer, not a good scorer, but one that we had to go to for 4 points, because our sophomore year was Mooney. Mooney was our post presence. Like and I think that him, and along with all the other guys, like they were changing and growing into different roles, and just finding out who they really were. Like we didn't have all those guys. We did play together for a year or two together, so we have that chemistry. But it's hard to say, because it's a new chemistry that's being built, because we have new players in different places. We added Trey to come along to the team. He didn't even play for the first 6 or 7 games, so him being added onto the team, so another person that we need to understand, and how he plays, and how he plays with us, how we play with him. But I think that it was good for us. Like we found out a lot about ourselves. What we need to really work on, and what we know what each other's strengths are.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
You feel like this is among the deepest teams that we've seen, in the sense that, you know, there's 9 or 10 guys on any given night that could go off for your group. Does it feel that way in practice as well right now?
Oh yeah, it definitely feels like that in practice. We got a lot of people that are just that can score the ball, create for others, and I think that us having that depth, it gives us a lot of different opportunities, and just like I know for me, in some games, I would tend to get tired a lot. Not a lot, but I would tend to get tired sometimes, and it would affect like how I'm playing in this later part of the second half. But if I can take a little bit of that load off of me, and we have other people that can bring the ball up the floor, can start the offense, can create for others, it's going to help us a lot in the long run.
You feel like maybe expectations, maybe they're a little under, you know, what you may expect in some years, but you guys are certainly not approaching that way. I mean, I'm sure the sky's the limit from your point of view, right?
Nah, we're not like underestimating each other. We're not like we have the highest expectations. That's to make the NCAA tournament, even though we got to take it game by game. And we do got we got a few young guys on our team, but primarily our team is built up of seniors that have played in college basketball. So no, I think coaches especially, they're ready to hold us accountable, and I think that me and Nate as two of the leaders of the team, that we can't like just say, oh, it was COVID last year, so we can slack off and we get a break this year. I don't think we can do that. I think that we have to hold each other and hold ourselves personally to the highest standard possible.
What's it been like in this NIL environment? I mean, it's like total 180 from what you experienced a few years ago, you know, entering school, to now all of a sudden these opportunities. How have you kind of navigated that area?
It's crazy to see that. You wouldn't have expected that to happen in 2018 when I first got to college, but I mean, there's been like a few like little sponsorships and partnerships here and there, but that hasn't been my main focus at all, really. Like I wasn't to be honest, like you don't really, unless you're like one of the top names in college sports, you're not really making like too much off of it. So I'm more focused on my game. Like if my game, like if I'm playing good, that will reflect, and people will want to do partnerships and sponsorships with me, because they're seeing that my name is getting that notoriety and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, I know there's already been a couple of stories of some dudes that signed some things that ended up being a little too much time commitment, and it just wasn't worth it.
I was in class. I have a class about that. Yeah, and, I don't know if it was the dude from Miami, the quarterback from Miami. He hasn't been, I guess, like up to par like with his play, but like he's like a lot of
too much.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know the classroom component of the whole college experience has been very important for you as well. Beyond ball, I know you probably want to play as long as you can, but what else do you aspire to do once you leave school?
So I kind of want to do something similar to this. Like my major is like sports media, sports broadcasting and stuff like that. So I really want to try to like stay within the sports realm. It may not be like what I exactly want, and like on the court if it's not that. But I want to be like around sports and just dealing with all that stuff, type of stuff. So.